You do it. Don't you do it. Don't you get weary. Don't you get weary. I heard the Lord this morning say, don't get weary. And I already knew what he was talking about. Here's the thing. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to explain this to y'all, but I'm here to help someone, or I'm here to help many of you guys. And I want to tell you something. Anytime you feel weary, I want you to come back to this video, or I want you to remember this video. Remember what I said. Just really, even if you have to watch this like 3 or 4 times and then never watch it again, just really hear what I'm saying and really let the words that I'm saying to you, really let it sink in. So every time you get into this feeling or you get into this doubt, you remember why the doubt is coming in. You remember why the weariness is coming in. And then you understand why it's so important to keep the momentum going. I'm going to give you a quick analogy. You ever start cleaning your house? You have this momentum going. You're in the groove. You're getting the kitchen done. You're getting certain things done, but you're like halfway through. You're halfway through cleaning and you're like, man, if I stop cleaning, I need to take a break because I'm tired. So you may take a break and you may end up going on your phone, and that break may go from 30 minutes to 2 hours. And then before you know it, you're drained again. And you look at the rest of the place that you have to clean and you're like, man, I can't do this right now. And then guess what? It gets messier in a couple of days because you did not finish cleaning it. So, when something is spotless and completely cleaned, and, you can kind of keep up with it a lot easier. You can clean as you go, so it doesn't get like overly messy, right? But when you only clean halfway, it's like it's easier to get messy again back to how it was before because you're not fully done cleaning, right? But you notice that once you take that break, you're not going back. You're not going back, or it's a lot harder for you to get back into cleaning. It's like now you have to like drag your feet and really push yourself to get back into cleaning. Whereas before you stopped, you were in the mood, you had the momentum going, you kept going until you decide to take a break, right? That's why when I clean, I completely put my phone somewhere. I don't go on my phone. I completely leave my phone somewhere. I put on my Bluetooth headphones so I can stay in the momentum, because I know once I stop, that's it. I don't take calls when I have to deep clean. I don't be answering people. I tell my kids, hey, leave me alone. If I'm cleaning up and I'm cleaning your mess, I need y'all to leave me alone for a little bit. Put the headphones on, because once you stop, it's hard to get the momentum back going, right? This is how it is every single day when you are fighting warfare. And this is how it is every single day, every single morning when it's time for you to get your tasks done. But here, let me tell you the secret. 1, you got to pray every single morning. You got to thank God for not only covering you in the spiritual realm, but covering you in the physical realm as well. And you got to thank God for covering you in your going out, your coming in, all in general. Okay, you got to thank God just for covering you in general, and ask God to cover your home and everything. And one thing I add to my prayer every morning is, God, whatever is according to your will that I get done today, I pray that I can get it done today. Anything that's according to your will. Right? You make sure that you pray this. That's the first step. The second step is when you get up in the morning, you may start to feel a little bit down. You may start to question, because everyone's morning is like a reset. It's a reset period. So I always tell people, do not touch your phone until you pray to God. And again, also, if you don't have to touch your phone, like as in you don't have to check your emails, you don't have to go on social media, you don't have to do any of that. Do all that after you get your morning routine done. Because your morning, the first couple hours of you waking up is like the most important time of your day. That is when you are setting the tone for the day. That is when you are setting the day. Yes, the day can shift, you know what I mean? But you want to start off on a good slate, on a good, fresh, clean slate. Waking up every day is like a new start. That's why you notice that as soon as you wake up from your sleep, you may not get up right away, but you may lay in bed for a little bit, and you notice that you may be in your thoughts a lot when you wake up. Let's say you wake up at like 7 o'clock, but you don't get out of bed until like 7:45. But that 45 minutes, you were probably just laying there thinking about your life, reanalyzing things about your life, reanalyzing your week, reanalyzing your month, even analyzing the trauma you went through, like really just thinking about things. And what ends up happening in that period is if you don't set the tone on a positive note, as in, okay, I know what I got to do today. I'm going to get these done today, and I'm going to stay positive. The Lord is covering me. He is strengthening me. I can do all things through Christ. If you don't start setting these mindset and these tones within your mind, and you don't start your day like that, what's going to end up happening? You're going to be thinking about, oh my gosh, I'm getting older, another day, another same routine. Oh my gosh, I'm lonely. When am I going to get married? Oh my gosh, my job, I don't like my job. I have to go to work. Oh my gosh, just people at work, I have to see them today. Oh my gosh. And when you start thinking about all these negative things and you're like, oh my gosh, like, I'm 37, I'm behind, or I'm 45 and I'm behind, or I'm 60 and I'm behind, or I'm 70 and behind, or, you start thinking about how behind you are and how you're not getting a lot of stuff done. What you are doing now is you are feeding the weary monster. You are feeding the weary monster. It's like you're consistently feeding it. And then before you know it, you've already lost the drive. You've already lost the momentum. You've already lost, the enthusiasm. You've already lost the ambition. Like, you've already lost a lot of energy just doing that. Before you even got out the bed, you robbed yourself of energy. You robbed yourself of ambition. So now when you do get out the bed and you do pray, right, you're sad while praying. Or when you do start your day, like after praying, I hope everybody prays, but once you start your day, while you're brushing your teeth, it's like, what you're supposed to do, what you have to get done, but you're not excited about it because you've already started your day on a negative note. You've already started your day thinking about all the things that you are worried about. Jesus. Okay. And you have to change that. You have to change that. This is why yesterday's message, which I know a lot of people probably did not see that message, but I talked about you have to be content in whatever situation. I know the title sounds messed up and people are like, well, I ain't being content in the situation. I ain't watching that. I know people probably saw the video and thought that, or saw the title and thought that, but the reason why I use that title was because the scripture from Philippians really stood out to me. What Paul was saying, like, I'm content when I'm in need. I'm content when I have what I need. I'm content when I'm starving. I'm content when I'm not starving. Like, because he knows that God is covering him. He knows that God is strengthening him. And when I read that scripture, I started seeing things from a whole nother perspective. Like, I noticed that the more content you are, even on days where you are weary, where you are feeling down, and you really just focused on being content regardless, like, okay, you know what? I know God got me, and you have to really change your mindset and just know that God has you. You're going to start seeing things turn around. That drain of energy that you were experiencing, that joy that the devil's trying to steal from you, it comes right back. It comes right back. It's like you're taking back control. You're like, no, devil, you're not controlling my emotions today. You are not manipulating my mind today. You are not manipulating me in the spirit today. I am taking back control of my spirit, control of my mind, control of my emotions, control of my body. You are not robbing me of that. Not today. Like, every single day you have to make that choice. Every day, because every day is a fresh, clean slate. Every day when you wake up, you are going to reanalyze things every single day. So now what you have to do is you have to turn those thoughts of weariness into positivity. You have to say, okay, yeah, I'm thinking about this. Yeah, I'm this age and I don't feel like I'm where I need to be. But guess what? I am where I need to be, because God's plan is to prosper me, not to harm me, because God said he is going to strengthen me, because God already gave me the plan. God already gave me the instructions. All I have to do now is comply, because faith without works is dead. Like, that's how you have to shift your mindset. Okay? Let me tell you another thing, another secret. Why do you think you notice that the night before you go to bed, don't you guys notice that, right? Like, maybe around like between the hours of 7 o'clock up until like 9 o'clock, you guys may notice you have a lot of energy and you're ambitious. You want to do things. You're like so energized, and you're excited to do things, and you're thinking about what you're going to do for the week, what you're going to do tomorrow, and how you're going to finish off your week and the things that you have to do. And you notice between 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock, you're ambitious, you have a lot of energy, and you're exactly excited to do it and everything like that, right? And then you make these plans, right? But you notice that as soon as you wake up in the morning, that energy is gone, that ambition is gone, that excitement is gone, and it feels like that has all been robbed. And now when you have to actually act on these things, you can't do it. You feel drained, you feel tired, etc. You know why that is? Because between the hours of 7 p.m. to the hours of like 9, 10 o'clock, they're not doing any witchcraft on you. They're not doing any witchcraft on you. They don't really do witchcraft around these hours. These hours, people come home, they're tired, they want to eat dinner, they want to watch TV and all of that. These practitioners, these are also the times where they come in and they settle down, they get things done for themselves. They start their life stuff around these hours, right? So this is why you'll feel a boost of energy. And even when you work all day, you'll come home, you may not do a lot between these hours physically, like action wise, as in like you may not clean your house around these times, you may not deep clean, you may not declutter, you may not, but you'll notice that you have energy because you may have had a long day of work and you're tired, your body's physically tired, but you have a lot of energy when it comes to like ambition, momentum, and your thoughts are like being flooded with ideas. You're excited, and even if you're not doing a lot action wise because you may be physically tired, you sitting down and just eating dinner, you're getting all these ideas. Or you sitting down and preparing for bed, you may be thinking about all the stuff you're going to do tomorrow, and you'll notice there's excitement, there's joy, there's ambition, there's all of that, because no one's messing with you around these hours. You have to remember that no one's messing with you around these hours. When they do start their work, they start their work close to like midnight, right? So the reason why they do that is because they want to mess with your sleep. They don't want you to get a full day or full night of sleep. If they can mess with your sleep, you're going to wake up very tired in the morning. You get what I'm saying? You're going to be grumpy, and you may end up canceling work. You may end up not going to school. You may end up calling in sick because you never got enough sleep, right? So they start their work around like midnight at night, 1 o'clock in the morning kind of thing, right? But they start the practice around that time, but they don't get heavy into the practice, as in like they start at these times, but they don't actually go hard in the practice until around like 3, 4, 5, 6 a.m. in the morning. And you know why 3, 4, 5, 6, even 2 o'clock sometimes they'll get heavy. But you know why they don't start getting heavy with the witchcraft around until like 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning? Because these are the hours where your body is being prepped to get up. As in like your body's being prepped to, okay, it's almost morning time, let me prep to get up, let me prep to this, to that. Even if you're not fully awake, your body's naturally being prepped to get up. It's like a reset. These are reset hours. 3, 4, 5, 6 a.m. are reset hours. Why do you think around these times before dawn, around these times 3, 4, 5, 6, when I don't know for everybody, but the Holy Spirit mainly speaks to a lot of people around like the hours of like 3, 4, 5, 6 in the morning. These are the times where God pours in you. These are the times where God encourages you, because God encourages you and pours in you because he wants to pour in you right before you open your eyes to start your day. So when you start your day, you're starting your day off on a good start. You're starting your day off with this amazing prophetic dream that you had, these amazing instructions that God gave you. You notice that these are the times where your spiritual gifts are mainly heightened, right? These are the times where you're mainly sensitive in the spirit, right? So because the kingdom of darkness, the witches and warlock know this, they start their work around maybe 12 o'clock midnight, 1 o'clock, 11 o'clock sometimes, 2 o'clock. They start their work, but the work doesn't actually start taking a full effect and getting heavy until the hours of like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And they do this because if the witchcraft is heavy around these hours and they start draining you, by the time you are about to wake up, the dreams that you're supposed to be having that are positive, because of the witchcraft, you're having really negative dreams. Now you're seeing people trying to hurt you. Now you're seeing people trying to do things in the dream, trying to give you poisonous food. You're seeing people trying to sexually harass you. You may even be raped in the dreams from a group of people. Like, these are the types of toxicity things that you will see. There may be dreams about your past. There may be things about your past to shame you. They'll do all these things they'll do all the witchcraft around these hours, which will have an effect on your sleep, which will also manipulate the way your dreams are going. Okay. And then what will happen is, now when you wake up at 6 o'clock to pray, you're down because of this dream that you had that's negative, or your mood is just feeling drained. Or when you wake up at 7 o'clock to get up, last night you knew what you're supposed to do. You knew exactly how you're gonna do it, because before you went to bed, you're excited about it, your ambition and everything like that. You wake up the next day ready to do what you're supposed to do, but you don't have that ambition anymore. You lost that ambition. You feel sad, you feel stressed, you feel tired. Now you're questioning life. Now you're stressing. Now you're pinching yourself like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that my life is going this way. Like, I'm supposed to be further along today. And you start feeling depressed. You start feeling that is all a trap from the enemy. That is also a result of witchcraft. Right? And in order to shift that perspective of the things that you're thinking at these hours, right, What you have to do is what I stated earlier in the beginning. Once these thoughts come in, you have to you know what, I'm going to just get up and do it. You know what, God is strengthening. You have to shift the thoughts and get into prayer first thing in the morning. Even though you've been praying throughout the night, for some of you guys, you still have to get up and pray in the morning. I have a routine where throughout the night, I'm doing warfare prayers. I'm waking up throughout the night, getting on my knees and doing warfare prayers. I'm canceling and rebuking certain things I'm seeing in the spirit. I'm canceling and rebuking certain dreams that I'm having. I'm canceling and rebuking certain attempts of witchcraft. So I'm waking up the least 3 times a night, sometimes 5-6 times throughout the night I'm waking up. But the last prayer that I pray before I start my day is thanking God for covering me in the spiritual realm, for covering me in the physical realm, for covering me when I leave my house and come back. Anything that I want to do in my day, I pray it's according to his will. These are the prayers I pray before I start my day, but throughout the night it's warfare prayers, right? So that's what I mean when I say you have to have that type of specific routine, so you can always make sure that when you wake up and you are starting your day, the enemy is not robbing it. This is why when y'all see me, even though when I have bad days, why do you think I show up to make you guys your videos? I can be like, no, I ain't making no videos today, God, I don't want to do that today. But I still show up and I'm obedient even when I have bad days, because I understand the importance of momentum. I understand the importance of being consistent, because I understand that once you take that one break and say, you know what, God, I'm not gonna, if you allow the enemy to get you, then you're not actually sick where you have like a flu or something and you have to stay in bed, or God says to rest, or God says to fast. If that's not the case, but you know that the reason why you don't want to do something is because of lack of momentum, a lack of energy, because you feel depressed, you feel sad, etc., and you end up allowing that, you receive that, and you don't shift your perspective, shift your mood, and fight the good fight, what will end up happening is you will say, okay, today I just want to lay in bed. I'm sad, and I'm down because of the dream that I had, because I'm not happy with my life is going, because of this, because of that. And then the more you start feeding these thoughts in your mind, which the enemy wants, the more bigger that weary monster is going to be. And before you know it, one day turns into 2 days of laying in the bed. 2 days turns into 3 days of laying in the bed. 3 days turns into 4 days of laying in the bed. And before you know it, you've now entertained the spirit of depression, right? And now it's harder for you to get out of that funk and back into a momentum. Whereas, if you would have just stayed in the momentum despite how you're feeling, you can literally bounce back easily to being joyful. Literally, you can bounce back. But if you feed into the weariness, it's going to be harder for you to bounce back. Now you may have to go into a fast. Now you may have to force yourself even more. Like it's very hard to explain, but I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. But it's a strategic thing that they do, and you just have to be strategic as well, and you have to do the opposite of what they're trying to get you to do. Okay, so if you have things you have to get done today, I want you to understand, change the mindset. You were excited about it last night. You're excited about it yesterday evening. You're excited about it all week. And then when it's the time for you to act on it, you feel drained, you feel low. Shift the mindset. Why does God want you to work on it? How are you going to change your life right now? The life that you're complaining about, how are you going to change it? By doing what God told you to do, by being obedient, even when it feels uncomfortable, because success is uncomfortable. Even when you are successful and you are actually seeing results, every single day you wake up and your life changed because you're like, man, I got a promotion and I have a new job. I'm excited about it. But now I have to pinch myself. Sometimes even success will make you feel weary because you can't believe that your life is changing in this positive direction. So you will get weary just being successful, especially being someone that's online, being on YouTube. And if you have like a growing channel, or if you have a growing Instagram, or if you have a growing TikTok, or if you are a podcaster, whatever you're doing, and you start growing, you will wake up, be excited that things are changing for you. But there's going to be a lot of weariness because you're like, man, I can't believe this. I can't, but the point is you have to keep the momentum going and not let the enemy steal that from you, because he's trying to steal that from you, and he will use people to try to steal it from you. And that's what anything that you're working on. Momentum is important, consistency is important, and changing your mindset, shifting your mindset. The enemy's trying to do, reverse it back. Okay, you're trying to make me feel depressed. You're trying to make me, worry about my age. You're trying to make me worry about this and this and this and this. Oh, nope. God has it covered. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Faith without works is dead. Let me get up. Let me get this done. Because the more I'm consistent in feeding the weariness, it's going to grow. I'd rather put that consistency in rebuking the weariness and doing the opposite of what the enemy wants me to do. I'm going to be consistent the other route. not that route. You really have to really change that mindset that you have when you wake up first thing in the morning. Okay, that's why sometimes I tell people, like, do not answer your text messages or emails or anything like that until the first couple hours of your day. Things are done, you get everything you need to get done, etc. So I just wanted to give you guys this words of encouragement, these words, because this is a tax that the enemy does. And you have to understand that if you are someone that is fighting warfare, if you're someone that's fighting witchcraft, this is why they do these attempts, these hours, okay, like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because these are the times where you need the most sleep. But also these are also times where your body's being prepped also to wake up. But these are also because your body, the way how your body's programmed, it's like, okay, I gotta wake up in like this amount of hours, let me get as much sleep as possible. That's how your body's programmed in these hours. So your body's prepping to wake up, but trying to get as much sleep as possible between these hours. But also these are the hours where you're also extremely sensitive in spirit because of that. And your alertness is a lot more stronger around these times, which is why most of the times you'll hear Holy Spirit speaking to you around these hours. Your dreams are more vivid and your prophecies are coming through around these hours. And this is why they try to do the witchcraft around these hours, because they're trying to rob everything at these hours, okay, before dawn, okay? So I wanted to give you the confirmation and let you guys know that this is important, okay? Always, no matter how much you feel like you don't want to do something, just get up and do it. Because once you actually start doing it, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, I'm so glad I did it. You want to go to bed saying, I'm so glad that I achieved this. I'm so glad that I did it. That's how you want to go to bed. You don't want to go to bed like, man, I'm supposed to do this last week, I'm supposed to do this 2 weeks ago and I never did it yet. Then you're gonna think about that. The first thing you think, wake up to the next day, you're gonna think about that, and that's gonna make you feel even more weary. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, don't continue feeding that weary monster, because that weary monster is gonna turn into that depression monster and all that stuff. So I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.